This is the Joe Swanson Propaganda Podcast, and we are recording. It's the first show of the of 2013.
I've seen a dozen times at least or more.
Yeah, that's probably not my strong point. I should probably listen to him.
I don't know what you're going to get from listening, but maybe a little. Yeah,
I'll steal whatever, dude. I'm a damn thief. Good artists borrow, great artists steal. You know.
There you go.
I don't give a shit.
Now, baby, I ain't no saint or savior. No, I can't offer.
Most people that haven't been in the same room with me realize I'm just a damn bull in a china shop, and so I'm not very like organized sometimes, and I talk in ways that could be like considered offensive. I'm not really sure, but I need people's body language to know that if I just said something and I'm like really. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. I'm 6'3", and I'm weighing in at 320 pounds, so I'm bigger than the average person, and they shut down on you sometimes, you know, and what I have to do, Joe, is when I'm talking to a new client, I actually make sure that I'm sitting down for a consultation so that they'll be honest with me about what they really want. Because if I'm standing and they're sitting down or something, I'm like, so what do you want? And they're like, I don't know, like a rooster. And you're like, okay, cool. So we're gonna do your whole back. We're gonna do a rooster. And like, they were just wanting a little thing on their forearm, but they leave and they're like in a whirlwind. They're like, that big man yelled at me.
And I believe these words I say you can trust. And I believe this dirty place will be the death of me. Oh, I know I gotta get out of this place, I must. So come on, baby, step out of that door.
Awkward kind of personality, I guess, of like, where do you stand? Because what we do, there's never a finish line. There's never like, oh, I figured out tattooing, or oh, I figured out how to write. Now I guess I'll move on to something else. There's always that like, how do you say it, Joe? Like, it's measured in small increments, like small series of successes where you get to a level and you're like, oh, cool, I did that. But then you're always looking to the next. You're always looking to the next. You're always looking to like, see how you can better yourself, better your art, better your drawing, maybe it's your business, better your relation with your coworkers, better how you tune a machine. I don't know, whatever the hell floats your boat. But there's never that. There's always that feeling of being under the gun of like, am I applying or doing the best that I can right now? Sabado was coming to San Francisco convention in 1997, and I wanted to get tattooed by him, and I'm trying to, like, I had gone and got this girl that spoke and wrote in Japanese, and I had her, like, dictate this long letter in Japanese about, what my intentions were and what I wanted to get done, and I wrote it all, and I sent it all off, and then, he would, I never knew, like, like, does he get it? Does he understand I want to get tattooed by him? Am I going to go to San Francisco and, like, he doesn't understand, or whatever.
When that sweet sun comes up.
Then Brad was like, why are we going to San Francisco? Why don't we just go to Japan? So then I started doing that correspondence, all letters. And the funny part was when I was trying to set up hotel rooms.
Come on in, I'll be gone.
And you'd call these people, and back then, even telephone systems weren't as good, and you had that weird delay where you would go, hello? And then you'd wait like a 3 count, and they'd go, hello? And then, like, I'd like to book a room, and what room are you in? No, I'd like to book a room. And you'd go over and over, and I remember I booked the room, and Brad goes, so did we get a room? I was like, we either got a room or a guy in 407 is getting some champagne. I'm not really sure what the hell I just did, and there's always like that uneasiness of, until you are face to face with someone, they're like, we finally made it to Japan, we finally met him, and it was like old friends, because that was how it was, you tattoo, I tattoo, we're buds, we're in the same family.
You're the one that ended this by going breaking all them fucking rules. Come on.
And it's like nowadays our clientele has changed so much because people aren't, you know, I don't know, they're so much more sensitive, you know? They're so much more like, well, I've been thinking about it for 3 years, and, you know, and then they finally bring it to you, and what do? You crush it. You crush 3 years of them thinking about this design. And it breaks my heart sometimes to see these guys, and I gotta, like, backpedal a little bit, but no, you had a good idea. I'm just helping you to make it right, you know, and like trying to sell it so they don't leave. And I don't know, man. I don't want people to think I'm a big dickhead sometimes, you know. Okay. But I don't want to give them bad tattoos.
Don't you think of looking, girl, 'cause I'll be on my way. Come on and I'll be gone. Don't you know?
Speaking of gun tattoos, you know, and trying to like correct people, and this is like the kind of funny when you're dead wrong, you know. A guy came in and I knew him. I tattooed him a couple times, him and his wife, and he wanted deer antlers, and then he wanted Pop or Dad written in the banner, and then he wanted a 45 bullet in the middle of the antlers. Now I just let him talk, and then when he was done talking, I said, "Well, you know, you don't really go deer hunting with a 45, you know." He goes, "Well, let me tell you a story." He went hunting for the first time with his old man. And at deer camp, you know, everyone just goes and gets shit-faced. And he took it, you know, he got himself good and ripe. And the next morning when everyone else woke up to go hunt, he slept in. But the night before, his dad had presented him with this 45 handgun. And it was like, "I want you to have this." And he was like, "We're all happy with it." So everyone's gone the next morning. They're all hunting. And he wakes up with a hangover, and he walks outside to take a piss. But, you know, of course, he's got to grab the new gun. And he's got his new gun in one hand and his cock in the other. And he's taking a piss, and he hears that shot off in the distance of someone trying to shoot a buck.
Started off on a cool spring day.
And then the leaves break, and he sees this buck kind of run across him. So he's got his dick in one hand, a 45 in the other, and just pulls up, and one shot drops this buck. Shot of a lifetime. So his first time hunting, he, you know, shot a buck with a 45, and that was fucking classic, you know.
I yearn to touch your lips.
I just feel like sometimes I feel like there's a big memo that went out like, "Hey, we're all tattooing like this now, and this is a lot of fun." And I'm like going, "Oh, I didn't get that memo. I'm late to the gate. What you know, like I'm not in the crowd," or it's that insecurity shit that I've dealt with my entire life, you know, like. So I end up spending most of my time in my basement just kind of drawing whatever, you know, and having fun anyway.
Here come pain again. Stop by, Lord, I think he's a friend. But when he stop by, I feel like
So those were clips from the second recording I did with the Joe Swanson Propaganda Podcast. It's up. You can get it through iTunes, and I'll put a link to his webpage up there. The background music was all from Riley James, local artist in St. Louis. Love him or hate him, he's an awesome musician. And you can visit my site, www.matthodeltattoo.com, and also www.ragtimetattoo.com. I'm getting this video out right before the West Texas Tattoo Convention. I'll also be at the Kansas City Tattoo Convention and the Albuquerque Tattoo Convention, and I'll be in New York in April. Talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Oh, sad man, the one who chose to walk this world alone, yeah.